Well, two great lady players coming to the stage, the first of which is twice a former England Open champion, the current BDO World Cup singles champion. She's 9 times the Lakeside World Champion. It's the Golden Girl, Trina Gulliver. And we now introduce a young lady that was the Girls' Youth Champion here just 3 years ago. The Lakeside World Championship and Winmore World Masters finalist. She's the reigning top of Ghent and Denmark Masters Champion. It's Fallon Sherrock.
And we are back. It's the penultimate match of the weekend on this darts-filled weekend from Bun Leisure in Chelsea. Hugh Ware is in the commentary box, and I've been joined by Scott Mitchell.
Well, yes, I'm back. Here we are. Looking forward to this ladies' final, I have to say.
Now, we could easily stereotype this match as youth versus experience, Scott, but I think that would be doing a disservice to Fallon because she has got a lot of experience in her own right.
Well, I think I saw Fallon probably a fair few years back, actually as a youth at the World Masters. She actually played my daughter back then, so that's got to be 3 or 4 years ago. So I think she's got a lot more experience than we give her credit for, and it's top-level experience as well. She's come out of that youth system, which has served her well, and jumped straight into the ladies while she was at the tail end of the youth, which I thought was very clever. And she's hit the ground running here and has done for the last couple of years.
Well, last year's world finalist. She has been to the very pinnacle of the sport.
Correct, and you could only see her going to more, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Made her name in the youth darts world by winning the Girls Europe Cup and the Girls World Cup. Both of those are singles events. And as we just said, finalist back at Lakeside in January.
55.
Including a fantastic win against 3-time world champion Anastasia Dobromyslova in the semi-finals.
What a game that was.
She played very well in that game and also the final. She just found Lisa a little bit too hot to handle.
I think she did, but I think that she learnt a lot from that final. And rather than coming away and melting, we're seeing her actually improving and learning from that situation. And here we are, we see her in another ladies' final.
Nice to see Trina Gulliver back in a ladies' final as well, Scott.
Very much so, very much so. I spoke to her earlier, and she's been feeling happy with the game lately, and she said she's back enjoying it a little bit more, and she has recently changed her darts, and I think that's been a little bit of a help. Rather unfortunate, little grimace to her face there, little bouncer. I don't know whether it nearly hit our referee Pup there. She had a little glimmer, so whether he jumped.
Well, she's had a good run, has Gulliver, through to this final. Beat Paula Jacqueline in the earlier rounds and then whitewashed Dieter Hedman in the quarterfinals yesterday and played really, really well. Had a 95 average for the majority of that game. And then today only dropped the one leg against Lorraine Winstanley.
Well, that just goes to show how well she's playing. Like I was just saying, I know that she changed the darts recently, up the percentage of the tungsten. I think she has recently also re-signed with Winmore. And I think that contract will then mean that when it expires, she will have been with Winmore for 20 years. And what great loyalty from Trina to Winmore, and what great loyalty from Winmore to Trina. So I know that that's given her a boost in her darts just lately.
Well, I spoke to her after she lost to Anke Zylstra in the England national singles semi-finals, and she was angry. She was upset. No, she was frustrated, and that's what we like to see from players. You know, she was upset. And it's not always been present, I think, from Trina in recent events over the last couple of years. The passion hasn't quite been there. But as we're talking, Sherrock has already taken a 1-0 lead. Nice little 74 finish,
which will settle her down nicely.
60.
She had the dart, so Trina won't be panicking just yet.
Yeah, Fallon is looking for a clean sweep of titles here. She just won the England national singles without dropping a leg against Anke Zylstra, so she's won 7 straight legs on this stage so far in her 2 finals as Sherrock. And this could have very easily been the England national singles final, as saying Anke Zylstra beat Trina in a final leg, hitting the bull with her last dart after Trina had missed darts herself.
That'll be where the frustration part was setting in then, Hugh.
It's good to see Trina back and playing back to maybe not exactly her best, but playing with passion and getting her head down and stuck in, as they say.
I think she realised probably maybe she needed to do a little bit. She's changed her shirts and a different style of shirt we see her wearing now. You know, she's changed her walk-on music. She has the fantastic accolade that she's an MBE. So, you know, although we may feel that we haven't seen sort of maybe the best of Trina in the last 12 months, she's certainly not gone anywhere. She's still been very active and very conscious of what's going on, but it's just great to see her back in finals.
Yeah, she's been present in the latter stages of the tournaments, last 16s and last 8s, but they haven't always translated to stage semis and finals, and certainly not victories. Her last win came almost a year ago now with the Gold Cup at Lakeside.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, indeed. She had a great run there to the final, and then obviously came through it and won it.
And of course, there was a time where Gulliver would dominate the circuit, but of course that's very hard to do these days in the ladies' game anyway. It's hard for any lady to dominate the circuit, such as the strength in depth.
The ladies' depth and strength so far at the moment is very, very interesting. It can be any one of a handful of ladies, you know, 2 handfuls of ladies, if you want to say. You know, there are 8 or 10 good ladies there that are capable of winning any tournaments. When you take Aileen de Graaf and you put Sharon Prinz, and that there are ladies there that are matching our ladies now abroad, which is great to see.
Well, Sherrock has settled down a lot better than Gulliver here, it has to be said. Poised to lose her throw here, Trina. Now, will she split this or go? It looks like she's going straight for it. Just above from that. Oh, now the target is blocked. Oh, what a dart, right through the middle.
Indeed. Just seemed to, the trajectory, she just seemed to lay it on the top of the 2 darts she had there, and it acted like a funnel, pouring petrol in a lawnmower. Straight in.
And she's straight into the treble 20 at the top of the 3rd leg. She hit a couple of maximums in her final of the England national singles. And she's picked up from where she's left off.
I think Fallon recently has signed with L Style as well, so she's got a new sponsor as well, moving away from Target.
She's a very popular player as well, Sherrock. She's got a lot of support in the venue with Chelsea, and over the last 2 years at Lakeside, she's had a big following. The atmosphere when she beat Dobromyslova was electric.
Yeah, very much so. She's the new fresh face, isn't she? Not so fresh face to some of us that have been on the circuit for the last few years, but she is to the watching public, and there is a certain charm about her, and she is slightly different than other ladies that we've had in the past in her mannerisms, and particularly in the way that she plays. She's just so determined.
She's got a great temperament. It's a cool customer. Nothing much phases her. As we see again into the treble. Well, a finish after 9 darts, and I don't care who you are, that is good going.
Yep, definitely. Anywhere under 161 is fantastic darts after 9. And there she is. She's set on 136.
26.
Well, Trina's been disappointing so far, particularly the way she's played all weekend.
Yeah, she's had a long wait for this game, and I don't care what anybody says. The way that Fallon's playing, she hasn't allowed Trina to play. Fallon has bossed the game
60.
so far.
When you haven't been in a final in a long while, can nerves still play their part? I mean, Trina's one of the most decorated players in ladies' history. She's been there, done it, and worn the T-shirt more times than we've had cooked dinners. but can she still possibly get a touch of cold feet, having not been in a final for almost a year?
I think you all always can. It doesn't matter how many times you've won a world title, and if you've had a little break away from doing what you're doing. Sherrock here now for double 8 to go 3-0 up.
60.
Missed it on this occasion, but Trina's back on 180. I think Trina will walk away from the weekend, whether she wins or loses this final, she'll walk away from this weekend knowing she's made progress again. And I think that's very important at this time in her career.
100.
Well, it's double 8 coming in.
16.
In a totally dominating display so far.
Down the third leg. Fallon Sherrock.
Well, she was bracing herself for an England national singles final, an England Open final, and we asked the question, could she do a clean sweep? And her answer so far has been emphatic. A 6-0 win against Anke Zylstra and 3-0 up on Trina Gulliver here.
Trina was sat there on 80 after 15 darts, and so that's no slouch of a leg either. It shows how well that Fallon had played in that leg.
$60.
Well, it's imperative that Gulliver holds her throw here. 3-0 down is a tough mountain to overcome as it is if she was to go 4-0 down and 2 breaks of throw. In fact, she's effectively 2 breaks of throw down now, isn't she? Because Sherrock had the dart at the start of the match.
Indeed she is, and Sherrock is absolutely pummeling that treble 20. She's found her range quickly, which I suppose she should do. She's been up there a few times today.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally capitalised on Trina's bad start in the first leg, and Trina just hasn't settled, has she?
45.
Yeah, getting frustrated. It's starting to just play on her mind a little, I think.
Yeah, I would think so, and it's been a long day for the girls and the lads that are left to play. Play started here this morning at around 9:30.
97.
Well, we talked about the long wait that Jim Williams had for his national singles final. He started the event today, and now he's played the final 6 hours later. And it's similar for Trina. She was the 3rd match today. As we see a maximum, now that could get her going.
Yeah, I've been in the situation myself, and it is tough to know what to do for that amount of time. You know, I tend to just go back, chill out, and try and stay out of the venue. Others like to stay in the venue and continue to try and grab the atmosphere of the other play at the games, and then try to use that to build their game. But each one of us is different, and we each have to deal with that 6 hours differently.
85.
Well, she'll be disappointed with the last leg, but she's forced the issue in now in this leg, courtesy of that 180. In the leg and fighting, but yeah, she's going to get 3 darts. You think she's going to have to hit this, Scott?
You'd think so, the way that Fallon's been finishing. She's more than capable.
It's a shame she wasn't on 120 there, Scott, because that first dart was hitting just lovely. It's a shame she had to come out.
60.
Yep, definitely. Definitely was. So, tops for Sherrock for a 4-0 lead. And you'd have to think that would be unassailable.
40.
Well, she's missed one.
58.
And this could just be the break that Gulliver needs. 18 and tops. Got to hit it. Tops now.
Just what she needed.
Down the 4th leg.
That's a big difference. 4-0 to 3-1 is a huge difference.
Fallon to throw first.
But she now needs to break Fallon.
Yeah, that's the first leg that Sherrock's lost in her 2 finals. Unbelievable.
45.
And losing a leg like that does put a little doubt in your mind sometimes. And it sets you back a little. And it gives your opponent a real spur on. And we're seeing that now.
140.
Yeah, she's just starting to build up momentum, isn't she, Gulliver? Sherrock has found hers halted after missing those darts. And the fact that she lost that leg, it was self-inflicted by her.
Yeah, definitely. When you're a player and you're going into a final, the first thing you want to do is get that first treble 20 under your belt and get comfortable with the range. So the quicker you hit that first treble 20, the better. And the second thing you're chasing is a double, just to settle your nerves so you know that when you get there, you know you can hit it. So it could be a turn-up, and it has turned the game in a couple of throws, but Sherrock's coming right back into it now.
100.
Yeah, but it's Gulliver who's stolen the darts. And when you're behind, Scott, I guess the only thing you can do is take it one leg at a time.
Yes, you can.
100.
There's no good looking at, oh, the next leg I might win this one. They got the throw the next leg. You cannot look that far in front. You cannot look past the next 3 darts that you throw.
That's our job.
It's our job to assume and guess and try to work out what's going through the player's mind.
Well, I'm surprised she's staying on the treble. Yeah, she's switching now.
Trina doesn't switch that often. She that low dart, she doesn't switch that often. She will squeeze one past it, but and then move. So Sherrock now here with 120 in the board, 95 left. She's got to come downstairs really and hit that treble 19. What a shot! Now that's stolen the dart straight back. So now you would think that Trina has to take this 147 to get her second leg on the board.
Yeah, what great timing. Trina's been in control of this leg all the way through. It's amazing what the effect of a maximum can have, Scott, and 177 is effectively a maximum.
But it is, yeah, it is.
Yes,
Look at that.
On the 5th leg. Fallon Sherrock.
215 in 4 darts. What a change and turnaround of the leg that was.
Game on.
Yeah, she's hitting double 19 really well. I remember she hit double 19 against Anka Zylstra in the national singles final. She's hit it twice already here. Now Gulliver will be disappointed, Scott. She didn't do much wrong there, really. She was in control of the leg. But then a poor score to leave the 147, and Sherrock stamped all over her.
Well, Sherrock started the leg with 2 sort of 40 odds, and then of course the power score, and then hitting after that 100, 177 there, and then straight out with the 1 dart. And it shows your opponent, hang on a minute, you think you've got this leg, but I'm still here.
We saw Dennis Harbour in the men's national singles final, behind for 8 of the 11 legs that were played, and then took the lead at just the right time, went 5-4 up, and then won 6-5 in the decider. After Williams had been in control for the majority of the game.
It's these old good uns, mate. That's what it is. It's a job to beat an old good un.
And Gulliver will be hoping that's true for her here. Again,
95.
Similar story to the last leg, in control. The 140 would put Sherrock back into the leg, but Gulliver would still fancy her chances from 186.
But Trina's got to get in the position to keep having to make Fallon hit 140s, not allowing Sherrock to be right there with her and hit 140s to get away. It's a different 140.
That's right, Bobby.
45.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend and a thoroughly enjoyable one, and we hope you've enjoyed it too. Whether you're just tuning in now or you've been with us since Saturday morning, it's been a pleasure to have you along.
140.
And again, timing, Scott. Right back into the leg now.
Fallon's played the last 2 legs like they're 2 different legs. She started off not well and then finishing them like a champion, which is great.
85.
Yep.
Fallon,
She's a champion. And are we going to hear her roar here on 114, treble 18 for tops? Well, Gulliver took out 58 to win her first leg. She needs 56 here.
So it's 90 left. She's going to need to stay there with that 54, I believe. Treble 18. And she's hit it.
78.
So pressure for Gulliver on this 56.
56.
Yep, she took out the 58 in 2. Wants to do the same here. No messing. And it is no messing about. She'll be happy to have hit that with the second dart, because if she had that 1 dart left, there would have been a lot of pressure.
Well, effectively, she's just a 1 breaker throw down now. Had she held her last throw, she'd have been sat there at 3-3. So
54.
Important leg, that one. And once again, not a good start from Fallon.
Yeah, a big moment, that 177 from Sherrock earlier on.
97. $60.
So Trina's almost turned the darts again, and that's going to help her.
134.
Great score in there, 134. She moved. She had that first dart in front of the treble 20 that time, and she moved and had good results downstairs, and
96.
Fallon has returned the favour.
Yeah, Sherrock's no stranger to doing the double at EDO events. She also won the Jersey Open and Jersey Classic back in 2013 in the same weekend. I think this might better that though, Scott, because she'll have won 2 titles in one day.
Yeah, possibly. There's a bit of darts left in this one, I think.
60. Trina, you require 170.
Well, it's top of the shop for Gulliver, 170. Unlucky. Still, again, in control though.
134.
Fantastic. It's now Trina's turn to be hitting the big scores to lead the shots.
Yeah, and she has just started becoming the better player over the last 3 legs. Okay, Sherrock
140.
won one of those legs. That was courtesy of a 177 in the main. But Gulliver has been controlling the last few legs of this match.
This is very important. It's got to come off the barrel.
18.
That's unfortunate. Now
Fallon
Fallon's now
required
sat on 91. She had a big 140 herself to leave that 91. Oh, she's gone that route, the right route, so it's 41. She's going 1 tops. No, she's gone 9 for 32.
59.
She just snatched at that, Scott, didn't
Trina,
she?
you require 18.
Yeah, we saw the fiddlesticks there, I think she said.
Oh, that's a wild one from Trina. 144 now. 4-4, big dart. No, and
13.
after all her dominance in the leg,
Fallon,
it's
you
Sherrock
require
who looks like
32.
she's going to win it.
You've got to finish those off.
Yes, that's
There's a chance to steal when she needed to break
Fallon
back to
Sherrock.
level it up.
8th leg. It's
And
Trina
Sherrock is
to
not in the
go
mood
first. Game on.
to give second chances, is she?
Not today, she isn't. She's been fantastic.
Yeah, and that leg will disappoint Gulliver. She's got to win the next 4 now, of course.
100.
Sherrock is to the hill, as they say. Only needs the 1 more.
That's a better start to the leg than she's had in the last 2 or 3. This is a very good start to the leg.
140.
Absolutely, and we look how she's dominating the ton 40s column.
That's been the difference, hasn't it? That's what's got her there a little bit quicker.
$45.
In the background there, as the players move, I can see Fallon's sister, Felicia, watching intently, and she's watching her sister play fantastically well.
140.
Yep, she's going to be liking what she's seeing. Oh, it's a perfect dart for Trina. Well, she'll be disappointed if 1 doesn't follow, and you have to say it probably has to in the context of this leg, and it has as well.
Fantastic reply from Trina.
Yeah, 3 ton 40s in this leg. And Sherrock looks as if she could hit another one, or better. What a leg when throwing for the title.
121.
Fantastic leg of darts this is from the ladies.
Oh, beautiful stuff. She's going down with a fight, is Gulliver.
140. Fallon, you require 100.
She's coming out for the 16s here. Well, Gulliver's going to get her shot, and I think she's earned it the way she's thrown
63.
in the last 2 visits to the
Trina, you
Oki.
require 76.
She sure has. So you've got to stay straight with this one. Now she'll come out for the 16. Double top, she's hit it twice already.
Yes,
And
that's
she's
James
hit it
Shaw,
again.
10th leg. Trina Gulliver.
That's
9th leg, it's
class
Fallon to
from the
go
9-time
first.
world
Game
champion.
on.
That's experience, that's belief, that's bottle, and that's what we're seeing from Trina over the last month or so.
Yeah, well, this is one of the harder legs to win, you could say,
100.
because it's on the Sherrock throw, and if she was to reproduce the leg which she just threw, then Gulliver's going to have to really go some right from the off.
Yeah, it's the pressure of knowing that you've got to do that.
125.
And she seems to be stepping up to it.
But look at this. You were alluding to earlier, Scott, nothing phases this girl. Nothing at all.
180.
Amazing darts from Sherrock. Absolutely amazing reply.
What can Trina do now? Is she coming down? Yeah, wise decision for me.
82.
And it was a good find as well. Keeps her in the same street. Fallon's going to stay there.
60.
Hugh Ware in the commentary box alongside reigning world champion Scott Mitchell. Pictures being streamed to us via 247.tv. Oh, and this is a disaster for Gulliver. It looks, Scott, as if the
26.
writing might be on the wall.
Fallon, you require 161.
Yeah, she's just asked one too many things of herself. Maybe with that throw. Fallon hasn't really
44.
responded to that. So there is still a glimmer of hope for Gulliver. She surely needs a 140 here to put her back in the leg. Yeah, she's gone sideways. She thinks she can go round this dart. She can use that one and go in the gap.
60.
Not quite.
Yes, she
Fallon, you
opened this
require
leg, Sherrock, with a ton and
117.
180, but has only scored 60 and 44 with the last two throws, so she's come down quietly, if not spectacularly.
88 left.
Good laugh there.
77.
Obviously, with 88 left, most players would have gone up the top, but she'd already had it blocked with a dart up there at the treble 20. So it leaves her with 40 for the match. Gulliver back on 208, trying to leave something,
45.
which
Fallon, you
unfortunately
require
she hasn't.
40.
She's left herself on 163, so it's 40 for the title. She has two perfect darts there.
20.
Oh, that was a bad bounce off of them, I think.
Yeah, but Trina only 45 with her last throw. Not able to go out. All she can do is put pressure on. Needs a treble here.
43.
Not
Fallon, you
what she
require
ordered.
20.
So it's Sherrock, double 10 for the title. Double 5.
10.
No, she
Trina,
let
you
the
require
opportunity pass her
120.
by. And Gulliver, well, 120. It's one of the nicer 10 plus out shots, I think, Scott.
The important dart is the first one. It has to stay straight. That's straight to me. So it's that double top again. Oh, just caught the
100.
flight of the other.
Fallon, you require
Yeah, it
10.
wasn't in an ideal position, that dart, was it? That second dart, the single 20. Yeah, but it's double 5 for the title and a clean sweep here at the England Open at Chelsea. She adds this title to the England national singles she won a little bit earlier on, dispatching Trina Gulliver, a rejuvenated Trina Gulliver, 6-3.
28 average for Fallon Sherrock and a 25 for Gulliver.
Coming next, men's final, Glenn Durham, Wesley Harms. Don't go
Ladies
anywhere.
and gentlemen, let's move straight into our presentation, and we have a double team for our presentation this time. Our two main finals, we're going to bring on stage the club group manager here at Bun Leisure, Mr. Peter Tregest, and of course he's accompanied by Bobby George. Well, it's been a great weekend here, despite finishing runner-up just now. A semi-finalist in the national singles, a winner in the pairs, and now runner-up in the England Open. Great to see her back in form, the Golden Girl, Trina Gulliver.
It's your turn in a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, once more our runner-up, Trina Gulliver. And now we come to our champion. Well, it's not often you see when we have a double header of ranking events that you have the same champion for both. First time we've ever done it here at Chelsea. Our ladies champion, she won the England national singles. She's now the England Open ladies champion. It's Fallon Sherrock. Receiving the big old cheque for £2,000. It's Fallon Sherrock.